Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the inaugural Scotch Doubles Sydney Pool Cash Challenge Masters Challenge Championship. Today we've got the Calabrese brothers. Mr. Chris Calabrese, Vinnie Calabrese on the table right there. I've got Gavin Douglas, who I believe is on the board of Pool New South Wales, stepping up to the plate to take on the Calabrese brothers. How you feeling, mate?
Very good, thanks, Kimmo. Thanks for doing this again. You're a legend, and thanks to Walter too.
That's correct. And Danny Stone, please come forward. All right, so I hear this is the idea is it's in anticipation for Adelaide. You guys are all going down to contest the Australian.
We're not too sure yet. These two guys are going down there, big chance of winning, so we're trying to give them a bit of a practice run.
All right, so the Breeze brothers are going down. Yeah, so these guys are going down. Don't worry about it. Chris, have you got anything you'd like to add?
No, just thanks to Danny and Gavin for giving us a hit out. Hopefully they can make it to Adelaide, but if they can't, that's a shame, but they can always play next time. Kimmo, you always helping out with the camera work and everything, so thank you very much. And hopefully we can put on a good show for everyone.
No worries, because I would like to say that Scotch Doubles is one of my favourite disciplines, because you get to see everyone play and you get to see people have different shots. Also, it gets a bit strange because it's not necessarily the best players that'll win. It'll be the team that performs best together. So with teamwork, we've kind of got the good side of the force versus the dark side of the force here. So we all know who I'm going for.
So Danny and Gavin are getting 4-start, race to 10, and it's winner breaks. We thought it might be all right, depending on whoever wins the first set. It goes up or one, up, down, or up one, yeah. So if they win the first set, it'll be 3-start next time. If we win the set, it'll be 5-start the next set. So it's very friendly.
4-start, my money's on the dark side. Good luck, guys.
Smart man, Kimmo.
We'd like to thank our major sponsor, Cyclops, and City Heroes, and Brunswick, who I'm in an open relationship with all three of them, so I'd like to extend my thanks to them as well. I've got Chris in the commentary box here, wanting to say something.
Yeah, that's the good thing about you, Kimmo. You don't discriminate, and you do have an open relationship with a lot more than just those three people. So thank you to you, and thank you to Cyclops and City Heroes.
Thanks, Chris. We always welcome the players up here in the commentary box for their insights mid-match. Dan's not real happy with his break there. I'm not sure if they're going to be playing the no safety format today. I'm going to run with probably not. Excellent safety shot there by Vinnie Calabrese. Like to welcome Bogues into the commentary box with us. Heard him do some commentary on one of my matches recently, and very professional, very insightful, and it's a pleasure to have him here with me today.
Appreciate it, Kimmo. It's quite easy to do when you've got a couple of professional players up at the table. Chris starting the rack with a beautiful shot there. Yeah, he come off one rail kick. Jackie the two in the middle, and looks like he's nice on the one. we're able to hear. If Chris and Vinnie are able to, can we hear that?
Well, we've got a shotgun mic on the table.
Yeah.
So the shotgun mic, basically, we've got two microphones. One's a shotgun mic, so it picks up what's on the table. So you can hear what they're saying most of the time, but it is a specific mic pointed at where the 9-ball is. We did try miking up the players a bit earlier on in the year, which didn't work too well, simply because it's very expensive to get the technology right. So you're looking at about $3,000 for a proper setup, and even then, you know, it only really works on news people because they're in a static situation. They're sitting down, and you can point. That's the way the technology works. But I do think maybe in the next couple of years that technology will improve. Sound hasn't really come a long way, unfortunately, as much as video has. But yeah, it'll catch up, obviously, with everyone wanting to stream stuff. I mean, you know, I've got like 8 different things for this stream set up, but I'm assuming within the next year you'll just be able to buy a camera off Facebook that runs HD and does all these things that, you know, that obviously we need to do.
DIY. Since Kimo's
Yeah, that's right. Excellent rack. Some great shots in that rack. I have noticed they've got a very similar gait as they walk around the table. The gatesmanship's very similar. I wonder if they both sort of copied that off their old man.
from a very young age. That's why I was talking about the mic on the table, because they were talking about that rack during it, which was very good, the insight there. Just under.
Mr. Calabrese known for his massive breaks. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going to go wrong in this rack. What do you reckon, Bogues?
That shot just there. Tighter than that. I didn't quite see the angle, but I thought he could have took that in the centre. But I guess he was going up from the top to a forward position, but yeah, made the pot a touch harder and he missed it. Yeah, unlucky.
Seen much of Gav in action. Just seen him at League and Vegas League, and I believe he's snooker background. Is that correct?
Yes, he is a snooker background. He's a big potter. He's which will help with Vinnie because they're both big potters. Gav's he's probably come a long way in probably the last 18 to 24 months. Plays a lot more league. Heads over to Vegas every now and then. Goes interstate.
Yeah, I believe his nickname's the Burglar.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's based on his handicap.
He's burgled about 3 trips in the last 18 months or so, which is good. Yeah. He won, so it was very good one. Sitting overseas in Hawaii, winning Vegas trips.
Yeah, well, it says right. You stole one off me.
That was unfortunate, Kim. I don't think it was the intimidation factor by the Islanders. That was it.
So Chris has decided to go for the in-off option there. Probably not the best. I don't know. I think Chris and Vinnie have decided that 4's not a good enough start. Probably going to go for 6, maybe 7. So I forgot to ask him what's on the line here. I know it's a friendly, but it is the dark side versus the good side. So I guess their souls are in peril. But how much money's on the line here?
I don't know, to be honest.
It's about 5,000 Western Australian dollars. Yeah.
Probably a drink of water or something like that. Western Australia is still back in the times.
Yes, Dan eats these for breakfast. This is a standard shot. Vinnie's stolen. Vinnie's decided to steal the guy's ball plate. And step into the commentary box, say a few words. How you feeling, Vinnie? How you feel about that too? What was going on there? Just trying to nudge the 9?
Just missed it. Yeah, it was a pretty...
Tough shot, eh?
I'd like it a bit easier, but yeah, I should have got it.
Yeah, but I mean, you were trying to move the 9 and get the white specifically in a position?
No, just pot the ball.
Okay, right. Well, it is Sunday.
Position.
Yeah, okay, all right. So you just felt that 4 start wasn't really enough?
Yeah.
Very generous of you, mate.
Vinnie and Chris decided that 4 wasn't enough, so they bumped up a little bit.
Until they get to 5-9, really.
Okay, so just making it interesting for the people, for you guys out there. I think Gavin's dressed by Top Shop, is it? Would that be Kmart?
Not that or a 13-year-old boy.
Just okay, so Gavin's dressed by his wife today.
I think his 7-year-old son.
Yeah, you got it from your wife, Gab. Like, I'm lucky I said that really softly because Gab didn't hear me.
Gavin and Denny are big potters. They can play a bit of a safety game. I know that Kimmo doesn't like that kind of rubbish.
It's not that I don't like it, Bogues. I just think it's time for a change. Sports have to change with the times. And I've been mucking around, like the Pard ones is a bit of an experimentational thing for me, but I've just found that having filmed and streamed this Q Sports for the last 10 years, safety means that I'm still here at 3 o'clock in the morning filming Robbie Folvari, at Adelaide because of safety. When, to me, if you just set the rule, that's a great shot there by Gavin, if you just set the so to me it makes no difference, but it makes a lot of difference to the viewer, and it makes a lot of difference to the commentary team, makes a lot of difference to the people running the show. So, and I think from the viewer at home, all these great players play all these amazing shots when they practice, and when they get into a match, play safe.
A lot more conservative, I guess. Safety is a strong element of the game, but I guess if you set it in stone at the start of the match, well then everyone has to adapt. Safety is not my strongest point, so I'm in line pushing with you.
I'm actually a strong safety player. I just don't think. I just think it's. Look at that, straight in the side of the middle of the pocket. As Vinnie did state beforehand that these pockets are buckets. They're way too big. Ironically, when he was saying that, he was speaking about the pocket that he tried to put that 2 into earlier. So, I just think it just goes to show that, there's a lot of reasons why people miss it. Doesn't matter how big the pockets are. I think it's the same in golf. You can make the golf hole twice as big, but people still going to miss it 90% of the time with their putts.
Make the green 3 times as big doesn't mean you're going to get it in regulation.
Yeah, so there's lots of reasons why people miss. But back to the safety issue, there's also lots of reasons why people get safe, and it's not necessarily because of their skill. They miss a putt and they snooker their opponent. Well, how's that my fault? If the guy I'm playing misses, why am I disadvantaged? So that's why I came up with the ball in hand rule for those situations. Just think it makes the game run a lot quicker, and it's a little bit more exciting. But anyway, talk about exciting. To have these Calabrese brothers playing together is going to be awesome in Adelaide, and we just hope that they get through and get the ticket. Not only did they get through and get the ticket, but that it's actually held this year because last year, I'm not sure who won it. I think it was James Georgiadis and
Justin Campbell.
Yeah, so that's a fantastic team. And
Got by Vinnie there to open the 6 up from the 3. Might have went unknown for a bit there, but that was a terrific fight.
yeah, so we're hoping these guys get the ticket because I feel sorry for those boys that couldn't go last time. Got a bit of interest here.
Whoever wins the one this year, there's no ticket involved because Justin Campbell and Mike have, from my knowledge, been promised the spot. So whoever wins the Scotch doubles this year, it's just for a cash prize.
They should play Scotch doubles. So they have a team of 8. So you play every 4th shot for Australia, and we might get through the first round if we have 4 people in the team.
What's the race to in this? Is it 10?
Today? I'm pretty sure it's a race to 11. Race to 10. So I'm not really sure why they went with 10. Is that what it's in Adelaide?
No, Adelaide changes.
Yeah, right. So Vinnie, it's the dark coloured balls though I've noticed that he's missing. He's missed the 2 on the black. Would that be a factor?
He keeps missing the black, it will be.
Well, I know he's had some work done on his eyes, the operation. Was it to try and fix that issue?
If it was, I think we all need that issue. we all need that.
Oh, and the burglar's back. He should have like a mask, on that cartoon where he's...
Gav has his balaclava sitting on his queue.
Oh,
Bag.
Alright, so Dan doesn't want it.
Start, and guys want to give more start.
Funny story actually,
10.
I've been playing against Dan in tournaments for like the last 5 years. I think I've been playing for, and played him 5 times. And I'd say I've beaten him every time, but it's just not the case. He's lost to me every time. Because he's a great curist, he's quite skillful. I suck, but he just can't get me. I don't know what it is. But anyway. It's always a funny joke, which I like to bring up at his expense.
Keep it up, I'm sure he'll love it. Not many people have the wood over Denny Stone, but yeah. This is a touchy shot. I would think so, because even if he misses a 3, he comes off 2 rails. I still think he gets snookered by the 8. So he might have been actually playing to Cannon that ball descent, but not that thin, obviously. And at that pace, going in off in the middle is a bit stiff, in my opinion. Yeah, if he had to miss that 3 ball, I don't see him getting on the 3 ball anyway. So. I will point out last year in Adelaide when Gavin went down for the Scotch doubles, he played really, really well. Him and Denny played Alec and Sean in the... it was kind of like the playoffs to get to the quarters, and they ended up winning that 5-3 or something like that, and they played really, really well. I don't think Gavin missed much, to be honest. On the bigger tables, like I said, he's just a very big potter. Position lacks sometimes, but normally he just gets himself out of trouble with the potting. As you can see, I think he's potted a few big balls in this match already. And they're up 7-2.
I think you can afford to be a little bit lazy on your position if your potting's so good.
There's not that many balls on the table either.
Probably the biggest dude in the room at the moment. Like, he's a big boy, so the big table format would make him feel at ease.
Considering that 95% of the people in City Heroes now are Asian students, they don't get very big. Just as I So that is
As usual, the commentator's curse. Gav's missed a bit of a sitter there.
it was a little bit awkward queuing. If you have a look at the wide, he did throw a fair bit of right hand side of it, but still, I would have taken him to make that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say I'm a tall man, but I do have a little bit of an issue. I guess I broke my back when I was a kid, so I have to take a really big step to the left to try and get down to the level of these tables. Yeah, that's a great shot there by Vinnie.
So, same, I think those are a hair smaller than other tables. Like, I think snooker tables might be a few inches taller. But
Yeah, so they are specifically shorter, these tables. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I take a big step to the left in my stance just to make sure I can get down there. Oh, Dan's tried to pot that. That was an awesome shot. Chris just giving the table a slap, saying to Dan that he thought that was a pretty good shot as well. So Chris, yeah, Vinnie's just saying if you can just stick that white ball in the middle of the table, which is usually a good solution for any shot.
yeah, really. Generally, aim for the blue spot on a snooker table, and you pretty much be on any ball. Just a general rule. Looks to be a good shot.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice shot. So, ooh, it's gotten a little bit too straight. What's the shot here? Is he gonna actually play for the cut or the double?
No. I think if he can play top right hand side, he'll go into the 9 off the top rail. I think this ball will spread enough. He'll be able to do that shot.
You go for the extraction or hit the 9?
Let's hit the 9 and land on the 6. Play top right hand side, come off the top rail, spin into the 9. Should be able to play that shot.
Really going to make sure it gets the side on this ball.
He's played it.
Gone for the snooker and he's got it. I think Vinnie still has a shot here though.
Might be on. Played a good shot though.
That is a bit harsh. It's a bit very harsh.
Very,
Well, that's worked out pretty well. Beautiful shot to watch.
Yours.
Oh no, that's not fair. Felt like Gav. That was an awesome shot. So the Calabrese's somewhat getting away with that one.
He was going for there.
I'm not sure Gav could see the ball. He had to come off the rail and hit it with side and then hopefully get that cushion and get back up. But yeah, just missed the rail completely and found the pocket, unfortunately. Got Mr. Fei Lu, recently became an Australian citizen in the commentary box today. Fei. Mr. Lu, would like to say a few words.
Hello, everyone.
Australian sentence.
Yep, he's nailed that. He's Australian now. All right, so the Calabrese's caught up 3 racks, 7-3. So still got a bit of work to do. They really can't afford to relax or stop concentrating. Race to 10. Obviously, only 3 racks required for Danny and Gavin. Just like to say hello to Mr. Barry Mavros. I know you're out there. At work. You have to work something out, Barry, where you either get someone else to manage the fish shop or you sell it and play a lot more pool. Yeah, Vinnie's not going to be overly ecstatic about that, but the leave I think he'll be pretty happy with.
taking a leaf out of Kimo's book. With he's going for a big bomb on the one.
Yeah, and in my opinion, it's ball in hand.
He's gone for the pot.
Yeah.
For a second.
But he still missed it, and now his opponent's at disadvantage because he missed.
Two-way shot.
Yeah, I can tell by looking down his face that he's left that on. That's the shot he was going for. He was trying to put the yellow on the opposite side of that 4-ball. So it was pretty close to awesome.
Another good shot.
Just pull up. I think he's all right.
Play that super.
Well, morning 6. Mr. Rodney Hull. Anything you'd like to know? Some dude just broke over there and hit the roof with a white ball. Never actually seen that before. Seen a lot of things lately. Seen a dude hit a shot onto the other guy's table recently. And he wasn't playing a trick shot.
Funny thing is, I think I heard him say push out. It was actually good to watch them. I actually want to see more of it. Chris is happy with himself at Vinnie, isn't he?
Look at the way that Vinnie's cueing here. Instead of resting the cue in his fingers, and he's really got his wrist flat on the outside. Yeah, I've adopted the cue in between my fingers, my forefingers. So he's got his real flat wrist there. Yeah, well you see is Chris's wrist is less flat, more at a sort of 45-degree angle.
Chris adopts the wrist lock like technique kind of thing, where Vinnie is more of a loose wrist.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I do, but what I have started to do playing with these Cyclops balls is just very loose. So I'm holding the cue in the tips of my fingers, because otherwise I just put too much power into it and lose the white. So I found it gives me a little bit more control. So what's wrong with getting the jigger out there?
Nothing, it didn't need the jigger, he just missed the ball.
Well, stretching.
No, he just missed that. He was stretching a little bit back. Not enough. Got some running commentary from behind us from the newly Australian citizen.
Yeah, so Dan's missed a couple now, strangely enough. I don't think it's nerves. It is a little bit hard to find your rhythm in this format, obviously. The Calabrese brothers have had a lot more time at the table, in my opinion. So Dan's, this match, so Dan's probably only played about 5 shots so far.
Yeah, he hasn't really played much. Both shots I would have thought both guys would have held. Actually, 3 of the 4 pots played on the 8 there I thought should have been made.
Yes, I didn't realise we were actually playing the 3-point rule. So obviously a ball went in, but only one ball went past the head string. So yeah, so the rule is you can take the shot or you can send.
Rule is stupid for one. You shouldn't be playing. You should not be playing 3-point rule with the 9-ball on the spot. You're getting two solutions for one problem. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I guess the tables that they play that rule on is for television, and the idea is they want them to smash it up, and also quick tables.
They don't play that rule overseas. You either only play the 9 on the spot or the 3-point rule. You don't play both.
Oh, okay, right. Right. So we've got a bit of controversy here.
Yeah, but if you like that.
Bit of controversy here.
The other rule with that as well is if in that occasion just then where Gavin and Denny were at the table because of an illegal break, if they accepted the table as it was, they're not allowed to do a push out either. There are a few little rules. Chris has come up with it. How about that? Chris has taken them to school.
Yeah, I guess you have to really take it on. It's kind of a bit of a messy table.
It's a two-way shot. You have the wipe behind the 4-ball as well, so yeah, he's played a good shot.
Looking at 7-5, got some of the QSOC people. They've got a university QSOC sort of a social pool thing going on down here. So City Heroes is packed as usual. I'd like to take this opportunity to once again thank Mr. Walter Yao and City Heroes and the staff for all their help and for accommodating us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, Walter does a great job putting on these kind of things, especially with the QSOC. He always gets 40, 50 people here for that university thing they do.
So I'd just like to clear up this whole Rodney Morris situation. Yeah, so just so there's no confusion, it is actually March.
Yeah, we are in March, yes, that's correct. SD is Denny Stone and Gavin Douglas.
trick with that shot was just leaving his brother dead straight on that black. The problem is if you underplay that, it makes the shot for the 9 just that much harder. So yeah, it's important to just add that little bit of time, a little bit of effort, a little bit of screw on that ball to get on the 8 to make. If you're playing Scotch doubles, you want to make those last 2 balls as easy as possible. So just stop a good stop shot on the black for the 9, and the frame's over. Whereas if you over hit the ball before that, it changes that dynamic completely. Well, it's definitely got 3 balls past the head string. He's really smashed it up. So he was going for the half ball, one in the middle, screw off the rail with bottom left-hand side. He's done pretty good to get the 2 over the pocket. So it's really the 3 to the 4 that's going to be the issue. Looks like Chris is just going to screw straight off this 2. It's be a nice shot. He's got a little bit lucky there, but so he was trying to stop that, and so Vinnie could pot the 3 in the top. We're going to go for some crazy doubleness. No, we're going to go for some crazy ball.
Chris, we're playing race to 10. Danny and Gavin receive 4 start, minimum 2 sets.
Thanks for logging in, Michael. Yeah, we did clear up the Rodney Morris thing previously, so yeah, to avoid any more confusion, it is currently March.
Well said.
Yes, I'm not sure what Chris was thinking there. I think Vinnie was thinking safety, but he ended up potting it. Chris, he's got the grimace, he's got the blow happening. Vinnie, who's not actually at the table, has got the grimace going as well, and we've got a bit of furrowed brow. So a lot of facial expletives going on from the Calabrese brothers at the moment. Yeah, he's not going to be overly happy with that, but position to the 5 is going to be a little bit hairy. Although the fact that he is in the pocket means he can get to the bottom of the back of the white ball. So you may be able to just miss that 7 and slide down that rail. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. Why aren't we out there, Bogues? We can smash these Calabrese brothers.
I have not missed a ball today in this seat. I think another safety in orders here. It doesn't look like the 7 passes the 8, so could have been another option there. I don't know, I think there's a... Going for a bit of both. under this, you might be able to.
Vinnie loves this shot. Really good at flattening the ball.
It's about the only place on the table. Chris did point there, but I'm not too. Vinny's played it to the inch and left him. Great shot.
Yeah, but is it a great shot? I mean, it's a good safety. I wouldn't say it's a great shot.
What would you call it?
Well, I'd say it's a good safety, but a great shot would have been to play the Jackie and run out.
A great shot can be determined a few different ways. If he receives ball in hand here, it is a great shot. He has received ball in hand. That was from an intentional foul.
Yeah, so for me, winning the frame in this shot is interesting, but another safety. There are shots, so glancing off the 7 and potting the 9, I think would be a great shot. It would still be a safety shot, essentially.
Yeah. If he's open, that ball is up there. It's not a real good shot.
It's a nasty safety because I'm not sure they can hit the 7 from the top. Oh, okay, he must be able to see it. So, yeah, they've all agreed that he can actually make contact with it, but the problem may be that he's got to hit the cushion first and then the ball.
Gab says he can hit it straight on, but hitting it straight on doesn't really help. Because if hitting it too thin, you're going to hit the black and you can open it all up. A lot more better things can happen if Danny hits the ball from this angle. Percentage-wise, I think this is the better shot. If he plays that shot another 10 times, it doesn't. You don't end up that nice.
Yeah, Chris is attempting to just hit this really nice, go across the table and come back onto the 8 off 2 rails. Just a question of getting through the ball really nicely, which is done. Just didn't quite get the right amount of side. I think the problem was that the white ball was airborne for most of that shot. Still, it's not such a hard double. Vinnie played that he's played that in a way that with the pace, so that if he plays it thick, he plays it with running outside English to pot it. But if he does happen to hit the other rail, it means the pace will put that ball in the middle of the rail, and the white will be also down the middle of the rail. Yeah, so there's a bit of chopping up going on. I think the chopping up is actually quite even at the moment. Hasn't really affected the scoreline that much. We'd expect a burglar and knock this one in though. And there it is. Have we heard anything more on the Justin Sajic, Vinnie Calabrese match? I was speaking to Justin recently, and he assured me that that would be happening the week before Big Guns. But yeah, that's a match I really like to see. I like watching Justin play. He's got one of the weirdest cue actions I've ever seen, but it seems to work pretty well for him.
What happens when you start playing when you're like 7 years old?
Yeah, so that's just because the table was too high or something like that.
So, because the way he holds his back arm, he was just too short when he started, and it just adapted when he got older.
There's a snooker player who was like that as well. I can't remember his name.
Well,
Yeah, right.
he does the same thing. It's a reverse chicken wing. It's kind of you're pushing in. I don't know how he doesn't break his ribs on a big screw back. That's probably why he doesn't have that much cue power. But nonetheless, if you play nice angles, you don't really need power. But yeah, when you start playing from a young age, you just adapt what you did as a young kid. So whatever he's doing, it's definitely working.
Yeah, so the word is that, well, he and Trav will probably play together in the Scotch doubles. Does that sound right to you?
Normally it would, but I don't think Travis is heading down, so I think Justin's looking for another partner. If not, he's already snapped up one for Adelaide. If he's going to Adelaide, I think he is, but I don't think Travis is going to Adelaide for the night.
Here, I know Barry Mavros is looking for a doubles partner.
These other partners are shocking, and I'm pretty sure Barry sacked him, which is probably the wise idea. The guy was
Well,
down in the trainer.
what was the issue there, folks?
Just the partner was inexperienced and he was rubbish. So apparently Barry's seen something in him, but I don't know what he was saying.
Well, that's not very nice. Commiserations go out to Barry's previous doubles partner.
Rest in peace.
And hopefully his new doubles partner can come up with the goods.
Be able to pot, which is a start. But
Maybe if he just gave his old doubles partner another chance, because now he is experienced.
Miracle couldn't help that kid. That was a real nice run there from Gavin Denny. They cleaned the balls up very nicely. Then they've gone to the hill here, 9-6.
As with the Rodney Morris match, there's a lot of confusion over where this concept of the hill comes from. Can you talk us through that?
I can, but there's about 15 different stories on where that actually thing came from. So if we've got all day, I can run you through a few of them. It just sounds better than 9-6. I guess it's a pronuncial rack. So we'll just leave it at that. The hill sounds better.
He plays that shot really well. It's so hard to play as well. It's almost you're almost decelerating. You're actually decelerating after you hit the ball. Yeah.
On the left-hand side, and just about everything but the kitchen sink in that one.
It's just like, it's a really dangerous thing to do. Like if you play golf, your putt decelerating on your putt's just a killer. You just need to be a very good cueist to be able to play that shot accurately.
Yeah, well, that's lucky Vinnie is. Jump pause thing he does at the end of his stroke seems to help with that kind of shot that Kimmo was talking about before. So, like I said, it's not something you go out and you go practice, but...
So you're saying he has a pause after the stroke or just before the stroke?
It's a bit more of a hesitation. He kind of jumps into his shot. Next time you see him play like a drag stun with a bit of like bottom on it, watch his back arm and watch his back. He kind of jumps into it a little bit, which will help that deceleration thing that you were talking about earlier. It's more like unintentional, but it's like a hesitation kind of thing where he throws his back arm into it.
Well, I know that is a big thing. It's the end. I know with, say, shooting a pistol, the problem is the anticipation of the shot, the recoil. So most people usually shoot the bottom of the target or shoot the dude in the balls.
The heart or the head.
So yeah, playing and archery is the same. It's being able to loose the shot at that time, the particular time, and it's really, I guess that's where timing comes from. I've developed a pause just in the last year because I'm actually having a lot of issues with my eyesight these days. So for me,
A stop, then a pause.
well, mine's based on the distance of the object ball from where my eyes are. So the further away that is, the longer my pause is, simply because I've got to focus on the spot on the ball that I'm trying to hit. Well, yeah, it's provided me with timing, and it's given me a lot more accuracy because now I'm actually giving myself time to actually focus on that point of the ball that I'm trying to hit, which is really, it's okay if you're playing quarter ball, half ball, because that's pretty subconscious, but when it doesn't fall into that criteria and you've actually got to pick the point on the ball you want to hit, having the pause and giving yourself the time to focus on it, like a shot like this, is really, it's worth it for me. So yeah, Bogues, the longer the pause, it's just the further away from the ball I am.
Alright, so I don't want to be watching you play snooker. But no, that's very nice. It's good for players to show the insight on some of their cue actions and the reason why they do it. Like I said, it'd be nice to ask Vinnie, but I'm quietly confident Vinnie has no idea he's even doing it. So, really no point.
I've actually been down that road with Vinnie, and yeah, he's got no idea anything about what he does.
It's just instinct, basically. Any kids out there that want lessons of Vinnie? Don't. No.
He's done a Ben Noonan. Dumped the white ball in the middle of the break, so either he got through that too much, or he wasn't quite accurate where he wanted to hit that front ball. Vinnie, I'm just going to ask him how he feels about that break. Did you get into that white ball too much, or just inaccurate on the one?
Powerful follow through.
Yeah, so he's just gotten through that way too well. Yeah, he's a little bit too thick. He's gone the cut break. He's sunk 80% of the balls on the table over that break.
It does not matter.
And as David Relchik would say, just playing the wrong shots there, Vinnie.
And you're not on the break normally yet. Oh, Chris. Oh, he's short. 50-yard line. 50-yard line here.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was way too thin. Like he's missed that by half a diamond.
White ball wasn't the best.
Yeah, so you're trying to avoid the in-off there, but yeah, I think you could have put a bit more time and effort into that.
Would have been ideal for one.
Yeah, well, they're the type of shots I was talking about with my pause, is actually picking the point on the ball to hit. Got some expletives going on at the moment. Bit of pressure, I think. It's always been said it's the first and the last frame that's the hardest to win.
Vinnie's actually happy with that shot. So he'd be the only one.
Oh, and the burglar there didn't quite get the keys to the house.
Trying to burgle another few sets out of this, I think.
Yeah, he didn't get the alarm codes to that frame. So the Calabrese brothers have been given a reprieve. Chris has he's sort of got the furrowed brow. He's looking around. He doesn't quite know what's going on. But this is why they're training for Adelaide, to get through this type of experience and feel these types of emotions and still be able to concentrate and focus. That's the whole point of us being here today. There's that massive break of Chris's.
Saying that, the one has come to save his life.
Yeah. So Chris is going for the white in the middle of the table or towards the top of the middle of the table. I think Vinny's going to slot this into the middle. Position on the 2. I think you can use the 6.
Going to go for the green pocket on the snooker table here. Yeah, just affords a bit more position and put more of a stroke rate. Unless he does feel like cutting in the middle, which I don't. I think the shot to the bottom left pocket affords more position for the 2 and a lot easier. Besides the cut this, he's got to deal with the 6 and probably all the balls at the end of the table.
Pretty difficult shot. He played it with a heap of check as well. I think he was expecting maybe a bit of throw, but it possibly got hit it that well. He's got a bit of swerve. Dan's bread and butter, those types of shots. We've got really good natural position, really good putting power. The boys are just deciding whether or not to... So the 6 isn't an issue really, but obviously the 7 pretty much... I mean, it goes to the bottom corner, but going to have some issues.
Option if they want to feel adventurous. Apparently it flies in somewhere. You could go into it now if you wanted to. If you just stuck that same line and hit it a bit harder, he might have gone into that.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can just pop this in and play for the 7 in the bottom left and, you know, use the 9 as a stopper. Gav's just looking at it now saying, well, you know, it's on, just leave me here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks hard, but it's probably not that difficult. But obviously, if Dan overruns this at all, then the 7-9 combo is going to be their only choice.
The pot's hard enough as it is from where he's landed. That's kind of why I suggested going into him. At least that way, I don't think he could have snookered himself, to be honest. But, they've gone down this path. So the pot wasn't easy there.
Yeah, so and that was trying to hit it too thick and trying to hold it. Yeah, I like Bogues' option of using the 5 and go around the table. I like to approach that from behind, that extraction.
One rail straight at it. Because you hit the 7, you find it, the 8 you find, you hit anything you find, and you're basically then where they landed just without those obstacles.
Yeah, so Bogues would have just gone 1 cushion. I probably would have gone 2, 3 cushions into the back.
If you go 3 rails, you're pushing the balls towards the 6, and that way you're leaving yourself options of getting behind them, where if you had to went 1 rail and push the balls towards the back rail, you're always going to be on the 6.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they got the 7-8 combo as well. So combo city. Vinnie looks like he wants to go into that black, but it looks like he can't really get there. So
it's 3 rails and either land on the 7 up to where the the yellow pocket is, or the 7-8 in the middle, or the 7-9 combo. I think there's a lot more options.
Oh, you hit that beautifully. He's gotten into that nice.
That way, which is land perfect, yeah.
Yeah, so the option of just doing it landing perfect was on as well.
Nine-ball shot on the rail.
So he's given his brother a pagular line, and he's de-pagular-lined it.
Gone to hill here. And before Kimo asks again, the interpretation of the hill is leave it there.
Yeah, so since you did ask, so there's the Winter Hill Gang, which used to rule Boston back in the 1970s. Whitey Bulger was the boss of that gang, and they're obviously protected.
How to break?
I've had Ben Noonan on the phone. Just don't put the white in the middle pocket. They sort of ruled Boston, and they were protected by the FBI because they were informing on the mob. And basically, it just means if you're on the hill, you're in the Winter Hill Gang because you're untouchable and you can't lose. Bogues is sort of looking at me as like from a different planet.
Yeah, well, I've lost many games from the hill, so I'm not too sure if I heard that story or not.
That just means you got informed on by the Winter Hill Gang. So yeah,
There we go.
go both ways, unfortunately. Well, I mean, and that's my point, really. Yeah. So being on the hill doesn't necessarily mean you have the ascendancy because.
The story I heard with on the hill is if you're at the top of the hill, you've got the advantage.
Yeah, but-
almost over the line.
Yeah, but the point being that if you're both on the hill, like we are here, how can you both be on the hill then?
You both
Need-
have the advantage.
Yeah, it doesn't really work that logic. So
It works up until both players are on the hill. If only one person's on the hill, it still goes.
the logic would be that if you're on the hill to start with, there's no way your opponent could get onto the hill if you use the battle terminology. So if
Get overthrown.
yeah, but if Napoleon's on the hill and at Waterloo and the English aren't going to get up there, that's the point. So, but if you're on the Winter Hill Gang and you're informing on the mob by the FBI, the mob can find out and come kill you. So it goes both ways. Thought that was obvious, Bogues, but that's me.
I missed that one. I didn't go to school for that day, apparently.
That's okay, mate. Either did Whitey Bulger.
Now we need to think of a new thing to say. One rail. First option here.
He has played put that in the middle. Just didn't quite get through. He's got a weird way of playing that side shot.
There's nothing wrong with it. It just takes out playing a shot like that takes out the issue of overrunning it, but in that way you underrun it.
He's great at that recovery, straighten up shot. Check side. Even when the cloth was brand new, the first match we had on this table, Chris was still getting check side where no one else was. So yeah, it's one of his favourite strokes. Yeah, okay, this is over.
Vinnie's happy with that shot.
As usual, Chris, perfect pace, perfect pot. Well done, boys. All right, so first set to the Calabrese brothers. How you feeling? Missed a few balls there, Vinnie. What's going on?
Yeah, we did. I don't know. No, I missed a few. I don't know.
Is that the strategy for Adelaide?
I think Scotchies slowed me down a bit, and I just see a shot, and I normally just play it. But now I'm overthinking, and
So obviously the reason we're here today is to go through this and come to terms with those sorts of issues. So it's actually a good experience because you're probably going to have to come to terms with the stuff like that.
yeah, I knew when we played the last Scotch. We haven't played Scotch doubles for like 5 years, and the last time we played over here, we both see the different shots, so we need to find a middle ground. And yeah, so some shots he likes, some shots I don't, and vice versa. So we need actually a lot more practice, I reckon.
And you guys will be having a good look at this video tonight and just run through a few things.
Play some more matches.
Yeah. We'll do some drills later.
You'll be enjoying yourself, Chris.
Yeah, enjoying myself. We got let off the hook there, so I missed 4 or 5 balls I wouldn't have, but I've got to work on my timing because I haven't had a hit for a while, so that's my excuse. I've always got an excuse, guys, if you don't know that by now. Nah, but I need an hour, so hopefully the next set will be better, but I should be right for Rainbow tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the pressure of playing on the Sydney Pool Cash Challenge Masters page on the stream and playing against 2 Sith Lords from the dark side. It's not easy.
No, it's not easy, especially when you're in those spaceships and they're shooting at you. You got to dodge, and we're dodging at the moment.
Yeah, so I've noticed the start's gone up to 5, but you did kind of give him a 8-frame start in the last set.
Yeah, nah. We made an agreement, so if we won the set, they go up 1. If they won the set, they went down 1. This is friendly, good practice. It's not about making money. It's about trying to improve and finding that middle ground to that everyone likes.
Yeah, so just trying to maintain the pressure. All right. Well, good luck. We look forward to the second set. Thank you, Chris. Anything you'd like to say, boys? So the boys would just like to say that they're really enjoying themselves. Sorry, what was that, Gav?
I missed what you said. No, it was good fun, mate. Bit of fun. Doubles is definitely different. Those two are arguing a little bit about which shots to play, and
it's the usual sibling rivalry. We have noticed that you actually nailed some really good shots there, Gav. I think your partner let you down on a couple of.
One off the rail, and he's not playing attacking like he would usually attack from everywhere. So that's probably what we have to do: attack from everywhere.
So obviously, Vinnie was saying he's having a few issues dealing with the fact that he'd usually play it differently and it breaks his rhythm. And I think Danny's very similar to Vinnie in the way that he's usually pretty quick around the table and just pots everything. But now he's got to wait, and then he's got to consider his partner and stuff like that. So it is difficult, this format. But yeah, are you enjoying it?
Oh, it's good fun. Plus, Vinnie likes to play off rails with side, and Chris doesn't like to play that way. Vinnie and Danny play similar with side off a couple of cushions, and Chris is more one cushion this way and natural. Vinnie likes to throw it in from all over, so it's different. Even you can tell them they're both playing shots and they're both shaking their head at each other, so it's good fun.
There's a few furrowed brows, a few grimaces out there, but there's also a lot of smiles, which is good.
Mr. Morris, I know you're watching, but yeah, 8-star, you can give him more than that, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, g'day Rodney from Sydney. Yeah, so this is the pool hall. This is the table you'll be playing on. So yeah, you're more than welcome to come down and play Vinnie. Vinnie's ready for you, as he's just about to show you, breaking with one of the house cues. What's up, Baz? Just warming your chair here, Barry. Feels nice.
You look better than Barry, so I prefer you to be here.
So yeah, it's just good to get some insight from the boys there. Obviously, everyone is enjoying themselves, and as I say, it's just more of it's so the Calabrese brothers can have a hit out. But yeah, they're having a few issues, but nothing that anyone's surprised about. They're the same issues that any Scotch doubles team would have. It's probably a little bit more difficult being brothers. Well, you'd think it would be easier, but from my experience, it's usually a little bit more difficult. I think you'll find that they'll be a little bit more relaxed. They've got that set over, as you do with any money match. Once you've won the first set, as far as you're concerned, if you lose the second set, you're basically even. So the pressure's on the boys. They've given them an extra frame start, so it was 4-frame start, and now it's up to 5 frames. They only lost on the hill, so logic would dictate that Danny and Gav would win this second set. Chris has just gotten into that a little bit too nice. He had a shitload of, a lot of side on that, which never contacted the rail. No problem for Vinnie though. Yeah, I see what you mean with that anticipation on just before he hits the ball, everything sort of goes in the direction of the ball, which I guess is a good thing. Bugs is commenting on before with Vinnie's stroke. For those of you out there, like the anticipation of the stroke, of letting the cue go, is actually a difficult psychological thing to do. It doesn't matter whether you're shooting a gun or shooting a bow and arrow or trying to let go of a cue. It's called being able to let go of the cue, and it's where you develop your timing and your power, and obviously if you get that wrong it affects your accuracy as well. So as much as this is for the top players to get used to playing, it's also for anyone else who wants to look at the top players playing. Make sure you look at the way they hold their cue, the way they stand, the way they approach the game, and definitely the way they're cueing. If you ever get a shot of either Vinnie or Chris from the back cueing a ball, just have a good look at where their wrist is and when they actually sight the ball and when they get through the ball and when they hit the ball, and you'll know that the timing is always pretty much exactly the same, and that's the type of thing that you want to develop in your own cueing to become as accurate as they are, which just makes the game more enjoyable at the end of the day.
Yeah, well said there, Gimmo. As we touched on the reasons why yourself and your partner didn't go well last year in the Scotchies, I don't think we have to go into that again. But I do agree, work is definitely overrated. Beautiful shot there.
Yeah, so once again, the best safety is just pot the ball, land on the next ball, pot out. Problem with snookering your opponent, especially if you try and snooker me, is I pull some random shot out of my rectum and you just regret it usually. So yeah, I still think the best safety shot at the end of the day is potting the ball and getting on the next one, and just keep doing that until there aren't any balls left.
We can all learn a few things, Kimmo.
Barry just saying that he had a pretty good tournament last year with his partner in the Scotch doubles, whoever that is. Based on that shot from Vinnie, I think Barry played with Vinnie last year. Yeah, Vinnie just needs to slow down, concentrate. And Danny loves that kind of shot. Just never leave Danny a shot like that, and never snooker me, and you'll be fine. Oh, so apparently, yeah, the eventual winners of the tournament are the ones that knocked, who's this Sean guy? Sean and Barry out, so...
It wasn't the eventual winners. Chris and Robbie ended up getting done in the final. It was that they got people like Justin Campbell and Mikey in the final last year. Chris and Robbie played a real good match. No, Chris has actually never played with Robbie. Robbie won with Phil Riley. Phil couldn't go, so Robbie then picked Chris to go.
I had an interesting story about Phil Riley recently, because I actually really highly rate him as a pool player. I thought he learned his craft from playing snooker, but apparently, what's his name? That guy from the Philippines. Not Efren, the other guy. Not Ronnie O'Connor, the other guy. With the massive break. Yes, apparently Francisco's wife went to Adelaide Uni, so Francisco lived in Adelaide for like 3 years while she was doing her degree, and Phil tried to hustle him down at the Empire, and that's how he met Bustamante, and obviously played with him non-stop for the next 2 years, so that's where Phil learned how to play.
It's probably not the wise move straight off the bat. it somehow worked because Phil Riley is a multiple Australian champion. So
That sounded like Barry's cue, that shot.
it's regulation. If Vinnie plays that shot 10 times, the same thing happens 9 times.
Yeah, so that was Francisco Bustamante. I don't know why I can never remember his name. I think because all I ever heard Kieran get called as Busty. That's Busty and Peter. So, Barry, you've obviously heard that story before. Why didn't you tell me? I only heard it the other day. What's going on, bro? Oh, we're friends. Just because I take a commentary spot doesn't mean you have to withhold commentary information from me. That kind of stuff's gold, bro. Yeah, so Chris has gone elected for the scaredy pants push shot instead of just banking that one ball. See, there's a good example of someone playing a safety shot.
Yeah, and it turning horrible. But the 3 doesn't look like he passes the 7, so I'm not too sure how much damage it's done. It may. From the way he's queuing up, I'd say it doesn't.
Getting behind this. He's going for the miscue option. Not sure strategically.
Let Gavin and Danny decide on how they want to get to the 3, which is probably a wise move. Maybe not giving a ball in hand, but either. I think Danny's going to play the exact same shot, just from closer.
Yeah, that's a bit of bad luck. I mean, going for the extraction, going off. So he just probably had the right angle. Just need to get through the ball a bit more.
Not at that pace. He was not going for the extraction at that pace. He was going to land on the 3. He was at that pace. The 3 would have went nowhere for it to be an extraction. He was playing to land on that.
All right, the only person not laughing here is Gavin. He's at the table. Got his serious face on.
Anyone should be laughing. It should be Gavin. He's got the 3 over the bag, and he's snookered himself.
He's given Dan the exact same shot he loves. All right, so he's probably going to jump over maybe just a quarter of that ball. So it's very important playing Scotch doubles, you know, when you do actually stitch your partner up to laugh it off. I mean, you've got to make sure that you don't get narky on your partner because chances are you're going to do it to them. But Gav has pretty much given Dan the opportunity to play a shot that will definitely get him laid this evening.
Definitely a screamer there. It's a nice shot from Gav.
Strange though, that's a shot I would never play. I never leave myself middle bag shots, top of the table. I would have gone off probably another 2 cushions and aimed for a corner pocket. But I mean, that's just a style of play.
Personal preference. I don't mind that shot because he was coming on the line of the 6, so it was very hard to miss position. If you go off another 2 or 3 rails, you can go across the line of the 6. In saying that, I didn't mind stunning off the long rail, short rail, and then the long rail again for the 6 and the green pocket, but it just cue ball would have been travelling a bit further than you'd opt that deep in the rack. So playing the shot Gavin play wasn't a bad option, and he landed pretty good, especially with the 7 being almost over the pocket. All
right, so the boys probably run this rack out. Be surprised if that isn't the outcome. Can't see any problems at all. 4's down, so it's 3 to the 5. If there's any problem, Dan's just giving him, the best shot you can have. Quarter ball, he can go through, he can go back. Once again, it might look like he hasn't left him good on that 5, but that's the best place to leave your partner. Give him as much angle as you can. Gav's just given Dan a little bit of tap on the arse. I think, I'm not sure what's going on there. I think that's a sporting basketball thing or American football thing. I'm not sure there's any place for it in Australian pool, but it's my opinion. So yeah, Vinnie's, I don't know, he's missed a couple. That shot that Vinnie just missed is probably the shot that I missed most, the backwards half ball. I'm actually getting a lot better at it. I'm getting a lot better at making sure I sight the ball properly on that, because I think I used to just hit it subconsciously and always hit it thick. So now I make sure that I find the point on the ball that I want to hit, and I make sure that I focus on that during my pause. So as I said, no problems here for the boys. Going out with the help of Vinnie Calabrese halfway through that frame, but my call was right at the start anyway. That's the most important thing.
Gavin Denny win the frame.
G'day Johnny. The first set, the Calabrese brothers gave Danny and Gavin 4-frame start, and the Calabrese brothers won that on the hill. So the start was increased to 5, race to 10. So yeah, obviously Danny and Gav have added 3 frames to that, and the Calabrese brothers to date have only won 2 frames, so they're really going to have to pull their collective fingers out and get a move on. Vinnie had a brief interview with Vinnie between matches. He's not feeling very comfortable. This was always going to affect Vinnie more than Chris. Vinnie's much more of a feel player. Chris is a little bit more analytic in the way he approaches things. Chris has got a few options here with a 9, but I've got a funny feeling he's just going to pot the 2, and he's got a sort of a natural 2-railer, maybe 3-railer to get back on this 3.
Big pot there.
Well, they're going to have to, Johnny, because I'm pretty sure this frame's over. And, yeah, so Gav and Dan be on the hill. That's okay. Calabrese brothers just need to win 8 in a row.
Small job. Chris just looks a little bit flat out there. He's going for the normal shots he'd play. He's not timing the ball as well as he should, or just a few different lines he'd pick that aren't going his way.
And I guess as I pointed out in my pre-match interview, the importance of just having symmetry within the team just makes a massive difference. Obviously, the skill levels need to be high as well, but just being able to understand not just your opponents, but your playing partner. Oh, these guys are going off the early one. It's good to see. Yes, playing Scotch doubles is just like trying to make love to a beautiful woman. Requires understanding, to delicacy. I'd like to welcome Craig and Lee Hopwood. Yeah, I can't agree with you more there, Craig. Definitely to a 12. Can't believe Gavin the Burglar's still on a 10. What's going on there? I'm pretty sure the start will be going back to 4 if Gavin and Dan are victorious in this set. Well, that's one down. Haven't really changed the score yet. It is actually 9-3. So just 7 to go.
About the only place that Danny didn't want to leave him.
Yeah, Gav checking that up. I think he's meant to hit a little bit fuller. Try and break those two balls up and hopefully stick behind them. Obviously, you've got to take a few things into consideration. Playing side at that distance, you know, the throw, the swerve, how the balls are going to react when they make contact, and how the white's going to react off the cushion. So a lot of variables to consider. Vinnie's just telling Chris the 4 is on. If you can just leave him in the right spot. I'm not sure that's it. I'm not sure the 4 isn't on from the bottom, but
Knocking off the 7 here. Oh, he's digging into it.
Yeah, Vinnie looking a bit despondent. Obviously, this format's really broken his rhythm, and that's usually the key to Vinnie's success, is he can just run rack after rack after rack once it gets flowing. But that's what Chris and Vinnie are here today, to make sure that they can withstand this sort of issues once they get to Adelaide. Yeah, I think we'll be going back to 4 start. Alright, so the boys decided to have a decider. It's 1-1. How you feeling there, Dan?
Feel a bit better now, mate. I had to get one on the board.
Well, you punched some nice balls there in that last rack. Obviously, the Calabrese brothers having a few issues. What do you think?
Yeah, they're struggling a bit that set, mate. But we're all struggling here, please.
You guys did put the pressure on.
I think if we start quick, we should be a big chance of winning, but we stitch each other up a few times each in the first set, so that makes it hard.
As we
That's a bit.
said in the commentary booth, you gave Dan the opportunity to do that sexy jump shot, which means he is getting laid this evening, so you've really helped him out, not stitched him up.
Well, he won't be getting laid by me, so whoever it is, I feel sorry for you.
We know it's a bit of a tap on the arse too when you did stitch him up, so you sure it's not you?
Making sure he's been doing his sit-ups.
All right, well done, boys. Good luck in next set. So we're back to a 4 start. Obviously just spoke to the boys there. They're pretty happy with the way things are going now. They feel as though the pressure's off. They're even as far as Muddy's concerned, so they've just had the win, so they've got the confidence, the ball's in their court, so to speak. I don't know why we'd use a tennis phrase in a pool match, but there we go, I just did it. Yeah, so the boys flowing now. They're getting a little bit more table time. The Calabrese brothers have been missing a bit, so yeah, I'd say they're both feeling a lot more comfortable. And the burglar's burgled himself. Gee, such an easy out. You're surprised by that, folks?
I am, but I like the way they were going about that. A lot of players would have tried to stun the 7 on the other side of the table. Then he told him just to leave the black for the middle, which was a better option. Gav undercut it basically.
So Lee not overly happy about the magic rack. So I'm not exactly sure why Lee feels that way. If you could explain that a little bit more. I think what he's talking about is soft breaking and being able to pattern rack. But I think, Lee, you'd have to agree with me that when you go and play somewhere and it takes you 3 hours to rack the balls up because you can't get them to touch, and someone brings along a tight rack and it takes you like half a minute to rack them up, You'd have to be thankful for the invention of the tight rack in that situation, wouldn't you, mate?
It's 9 on the spot, John.
So Calabrese brothers just moving the 4 over a little bit, so now it is on. No, just kidding. It's right back where it was. Yeah, it's interesting to hear them discussing the shots because they really do have different styles of playing and different. Look, you know, Vinny's got the grimace out. He's shaking his head. He's got no idea what Chris is trying to do. But Chris has moved the 5 over into the potting area. The 4's not on. Chris is just looking at him, going, "The hell were you thinking?" And Chris is saying, "Yeah, just knock it in, dude. What's the problem?" And luckily, Vinny's just listened to his brother. Just always respect your elders, Vinny. It's the best advice I can give you. And, you know, as David Reljic would say, you play the wrong shots anyway.
The professionals were soft breaking long before the Magic Rack was introduced, so you can get the same outcome with the triangle that you can with the Magic Rack, just takes less time when racking them. Don't get me wrong, it's just much easier with the Magic Rack, but in the end it's the same result. Magic Rack just ensures a nice tight rack. Like I said, there's a triangle out there now called the Rio Rack that ensures pretty much the same thing. It's just a big metal triangle that actually allows the balls to touch instead of the wooden triangles at the moment where they just, the dimension of the triangle just doesn't let the front 3 to 6 balls touch. So you have to kind of lift it up on an angle to tap the little balls. It just, keep tapping balls, it ends up being a problem with the slate. So to be honest, the Magic Rack for me, it's a good thing in most players. But like I said, and Lee has a point with making the same ball and that, but if you spent 2 or 3 minutes on the triangle, you'll be making that same ball. Plus in 9 ball, if you do use the triangle and not get the balls touching, the 9 flies around, which is all right for TV, but it's a heart attack when you're sitting in the chair.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice shot there. He's made sure that he just rolled that in on the short side, but got the white down the bottom. Bag's just giving some instructions there to the water boy.
Sports boy.
So the score is 4-2. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this. What was that thing you called, the big metal rack? I just don't see, because usually the reason the balls don't touch is just because of the way the felt is around the racking spot.
Most triangles they're using before, they're a lot smaller than the big ones. The World Series of Pool used a Rio rack. It's got a new thing. It's been out for probably 2 years or so. It actually was sponsored by the World Series of Pool, the Darren Appleton 8-ball one. It's actually it's a very large triangle, so there's a lot more room for you to remove the triangle. It just, in the metal part, with the wood, it doesn't let the front 3 balls to 6 balls touch properly. They leak out, the cloth not being tight.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
But with this Rio rack, it's a lot bigger. So again, even though the Magic Rack might be rubbish, you watch that World Series of Pool, the same balls were getting made in the same pockets with the metal triangle rack. So technology kind of thing that's coming into it.
Yeah, so I guess what he's saying is, yeah, I mean, so sometimes you get a rack on a table, even if it's wooden and it's got enough rooms, you're still struggling, even when you push the balls forward with your fingers, you're still struggling to get those front three balls touching because there seems it's not symmetrical because it's made out of wood, and obviously over time the wood changes shape. So with the metal one, obviously, when you push the balls together, they're all touching, so you don't have the issue. There's a good reason. So that girl's lying on it.
Normally that's a good sign, but
Yeah, so women lying on pool tables without any clothes on, good sign. Clothes on usually helps, doesn't help with the racking up.
rails and all that kind of stuff too, which again you've got to factor into. But
Yeah, so this new racking system, obviously, because it's made out of metal, it's very specific, so you can get the balls to touch. So, yeah, I guess that's good because, in a way, yeah, I love the tight rack because I like the balls to touch and I like to be able to smash them up. I don't have a soft break because soft break's more like a safety sort of road to go down.
an iron off the golf tee. It's safe, but sometimes boring.
Yeah, exactly. So,
That it is a game plan, and if you do go into the match with a game plan, you're more than at least you're going in there with a plan. Some people just walk up, hit balls, and not. But in saying that, we all are amateurs to the game, so it does take some skill. People are going to use the same breaks, so it's up to the player to adapt. If you keep sitting back in the 80s complaining, well then you're setting yourself up to fail.
I think Dan was
Got to progress with the game.
Dan was going for the extraction there, and just can't believe that he found the middle of that shot. So didn't find the edge of the black to move the black out of the way. Yeah, but I agree with Bogues. You know, we had Justin Sagic on the weekend doing really well with the soft break. He obviously had a strategy coming into the tournament to use the soft break. He was here the night before, and he played it really well. But if you gave Justin a different set of circumstances to deal with, he would be here the night before working out an approach for the break, and it'd just be different, but it would be as effective. All right, so we've got the 6 in the pocket, which you can't pot.
Good shot here. A good shot here would be to put the 7 or the 9 over the other side of the pocket, so where the boys can't hit the 6, because the other guys are one foul in front. If you cover the other angle to pot the to stop the 6 from potting, yeah, well, Chris and they would have to hit the ball open. Otherwise, they would run out of fouls, basically. I don't think Gavin and I have seen that shot, but it's a sneaky one.
Yes. Yeah, so basically what he's saying is it's a 3-foul rule, but if your opponent's foul first, then you're essentially 1 foul ahead. So if you both keep professionally fouling your opponent's, your opponent will lose because they've made the first foul, so they'll get to 3 fouls before you do. So what he's saying is block off the corridor where Gavin just put the white with either the 7 or the 9. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what they're going to go for though. So I think Chris is just going to glance off the 6 and go for a bit of distance, which will make Dan's shot obviously a lot harder. So I'm pretty sure the 6. So the 6 did touch the rail. Oh, don't listen to your opponent, Dan. Don't ever listen to your opponent.
Now they can do that shot I was talking about. if either Vinnie or Chris puts the 9 over the 6 right now, Gavin and that won't be able to hit the ball. But now Vinnie are 1 foul in front.
Yes, it's basically been reset because Vinnie and Chris had ball in hand and they just played a legal shot, whereas their opponents just, based on Vinnie's instructions, fouled.
They're not even dirty.
So how we going here, boys? All right, well, I thought we'd get some interesting commentary there from the boys. There's a lot of talk, but
I'll tell them after the race.
we're playing no safety rules. Wouldn't have gotten into this situation, Johnny.
Just like that. Wait, Chris.
Yeah, so I probably would have just gone a double kiss on the 6 and just potted it. And then I would have doubled the black into the middle, and then I would have potted the 9 in the top.
You see what I get? Yeah. They could have done it as well.
Easy from the commentary box.
Yeah, it should be the other way around. Take us to school.
Yeah, so apparently, yeah, so Gav and Dan are pretty much saying that they did actually see that shot, but the problem was that they couldn't, because of the way the 7 and the 9 was situated, it was too hard to actually play one of those balls over into that corner. Sounds like an excuse to me. What do you reckon, Bogues?
Absolutely an excuse. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
And that's the no safety coming out in Bogues there. There's always a shot on.
6 pockets. That's a nice shot. That for me. For me, I think the error there was from when Gavin had a shot on the 5, where he just tried to screw back the land position. I was looking at the angle. He had enough angle to stun off the rail and land dead straight on the 6. That would have therefore been a straight shot on the 7 and essentially an easier 9. But because he tried to screw back and land on a dime, basically, it hasn't worked out. He probably would have been better off playing that with just right-hand side into the rail. But he's obviously just put Chris under the trap, so... These are one of those frames that what can go wrong does go wrong. Yeah, it is. They've got the outcome there.
Yeah, so a couple of errors there, but obviously a bit of a stressful couple of frames for the boys. A lot going on. A lot of rhythm being broken. So I think we're looking at 5-3 to Gavin and the young Sith. For those of you wondering why I'm calling Danny Stone a young Sith, he has chosen the path of the dark side with his sponsorship of. Oh, that's a great shot! Ooh, played there by Vinnie. It's a sexy shot. Danny's having none of that. He's used the force well there. So the dark side is stronger than the other side of the force. I'm not sure what they call it. The light. Is it the light side or the good side? Bugs is having none of this. He's got no idea what I'm talking about. He's a little bit better than Chris, who actually has never even seen Star Wars. Never has any idea what I'm talking about.
That's about it. Gab with the rip. And got position, which was beautiful. I think Danny can hold off the 8 ball here. Have a 3 in the centre. He's decided to use this guy's used a little bit of inside and land on the throw at the top, the same pocket, and he's done it well. Real good shot. It's a good shot from Gav. I'm quite sure that the 7 goes into the right-hand middle, so there's no obstructions needed there. He's got to land on it neatly to come off either 1 rail or 2 rails. Gav's landed short there. If it goes in the top left-hand pocket, there's no issue here. Which it does.
Dan's got a real flat wrist as well, similar to Vinnie. Did Vinnie and Dan go up together playing pool?
I do think they did. I think Vinnie might have started just before Danny. But you can tell that Danny played from a young age too, from the way his back arm is. So it's a bit more skewy and straight. But nevertheless, gets the result done. Good finish by the Gav and Danny.
6-3. I know it's a bit early for a call, Bogues, but how do you see this match ending up?
I can.
I'd like to see the brothers come back, because that's what we're here for.
They're coming back. I think it was obviously you can see a nice close match.
Yeah, I'm looking at a heel.
I'm going to sit on the fence for who's on the 10 and who's on the 8, but
Yeah, I think for the Calabrese brothers to get the most out of this, I think they need to lose this set.
think about what happened.
They need to lose their money, and so they can go home, watch a video, talk through some of the issues that they were having. Since Gav and Danny aren't actually going to Adelaide, the best result they can get is some extra cash. So I think the best result for everyone is, heel with Danny and the dark side winning, which is what I called at the start anyway. So I'm usually right with these things, but I guess we'll see.
this is not a very hard kick. You should be getting this full ball. You should have a fair bit of control over this, to be honest. One rail behind it with right hand side. You could even swoop in behind the 6 or the 8. There's a lot of good options that can come from this. I'd be looking to hit this pretty much full. For me, I didn't think you hit it hard enough. To leave the white ball there, you need to kind of stun that shot. You need to hit a lot harder. I think he went for too much control over that shot just now. I think he's hit it too soft anyway. You need to hit it hard enough where the white was going to hit the rail and then go up towards the 9 and sit on the back rail. Ball. Great job. The one on the rail. That wasn't.
Go swervy pants. Pretty easy on the shot. Yeah, there's no worries.
Good shot.
So there's Gav's got the bent wrist and the big butterfly effect at the back. Yeah, so we've pretty much got 4 completely different cueing styles here. Alright, so Calabrese brothers, we can't really let any more go. These boys are 3 frames away. But yeah, there was a big gap in the last set. The Calabrese brothers really got to nail this down. That's what they're here for. They're here to practice. They're here to experience this sort of situation, this sort of pressure, and try and find a way to get back to the table and run some racks. Hill situation to the end of this match.
Yeah, I've done everything right there, butt pot a ball. A touch straight there. That's a nice shot, that one.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed, just a bit of a settler. Pretty sure they're going to run this out and have another break.
He's pulled up a little bit short there. I think he stunned it a bit more than rolled that ball there. But, just leaving Vinnie just a little extra to do. Still not a problem though. much as Kimmo hates to admit it, the safety game in 9 ball is quite a big thing, especially at the start of the rack. The way Danny's pointing it out here, he's after a bit of side, but it's very hard to hit off the rail with the white ball so close to the rail. Gav's gone for the 2-rail hit, and it's worked a treat. He's left him on though. That was a beautiful shot though. This is ducked into the rail at the last few rolls there. Chris has found the gap. No, he went straight in off. He picked the gap between the 9 and the 7 and the rail. And he's pointing off.
So maybe he's stunned. Still a little bit bad.
He just for it to go. Yeah, once you're stunned the angle, you floated a bit straighter than it would taken off. He could only really hit that side of the ball, so really not much else he could have done. Probably could have hit it a lot harder and voted into one of those balls, but he was trying to pick the gap. Yeah, Gav throwing the weight around. Nice shot. Gav's played a ripper. Bit of a fortuitous kiss there, but he's played a ripper. They've played 2 sets, Jonathan. 1 set all at the moment. It did look tight. Yeah. Gav brought his book of excuses with him.
Gav not happy, but you know, it's a pretty easy double. Oh, that's a bit unlucky. That 7 is still on in the middle. Pretty good angle here. Yeah, Gav's just confirming that's still on in the middle. And you got a natural kiss on the black, so the worst is you're going to push the black on the rail and the white will be on the rail. Oh, he's gone for safety shot. Yeah. Crazy.
Come up with a cracker.
Oh, you reckon he was trying to pot that?
Yeah, I reckon he's trying to put that, absolutely. You can tell from where they hit the rail that it was still on for the pocket, so it was ludicrous for him to play the safety. Standard 9-ball shot where Vinnie's on the rail with on the third diamond. Is that nice? Got away with that one then, they did.
Yeah, the boys have coughed that one up. Obviously getting to the pointy end. Everything starts to tighten up.
Danny's gone to the toilet just to loosen up what Kimo was suggesting tighten up.
Gav not ecstatic with how he's missed that because it's on the 2 beautifully, but I'm not sure if Chris can see the whole of this 1 ball. Vinnie's just stepped up and said, "Oh, come on, just pot it, dude. What's the problem?"
Chris is always the one for the big shot.
Swear to God, that one moved. You have seen that before, haven't you? When it looks like you missed the ball, but you're right next to it and you see it move.
Yeah, I've seen that. You take the paint off it basically, but that's not what happened on that occasion. That was just a miss.
I've given those shots to opponents where they swear to God they've missed it. And I've got, dude, I was standing right here. I saw it move.
The rest of us are trying to buy a foul. pretty ideal. There's only probably about a half a pocket past his 7, that 4, but should be able to get through. Beautiful shot. This shot here, I'll be looking for Chris to aim at the 9 ball off 1 rail. There's no point playing the jacket. This shot isn't that hard. You just play with left hand side, slow drag it into the 9 ball.
He's just worried about how he kisses that 9. Obviously, gets it thin, then he's going to snooker Vinnie behind the black. But he has gone for your shot. Yeah, probably the best way to play it.
Play the slow drag, which it doesn't matter what way you hit the 9, it would have been good. Yep. Vinnie's gone the 3 rail way. And Vinnie's playing a bit of badminton.
Yeah, all the toys that come out of the kite with that shot. So Vinnie's not happy with the way that drifted into the pocket. I think it still had side on it, and obviously once it goes off the cushion, it's like a butterfly effect, so the side just keeps increasing. No one's really sure what's going on here, but yeah. So, all right. So Gavin and Dan on the proverbial. Yeah, I guess the reason why the Calabrese brothers were in 2 minds about. I mean, Chris ended up playing the shot that Vinnie wanted, but Chris wanted the white out in the middle of the table simply so that Vinnie didn't have to go around the 4 cushions and essentially risk 4 in offs to get back down the 7. So I guess that was Chris's logic. But yeah, it was still a little bit unlucky that Vinnie went in off. Yeah, I guess Chris is just more inclined to be sure about where that white's going. Whereas Vinnie's probably not sure about anything, just knocks him in from anywhere and gets position on anything and has no idea how or why.
It's a real problem. That was a nice shot there by Vinnie. The 5 looks like it passes the 6, so there shouldn't be many troubles here. Except for that.
There obviously is a problem with that pocket, Bugs. Everyone's missing balls in it.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's closed up probably over the past 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. That's a nice shot there.
Vinnie's biggest problem there was fouling on with that distance of the ball, so he's actually played it to get the cue out of the way as quickly as possible and get the white down there. Sort of force the error. Still not.
Probably in Adelaide, so you won't have to worry too much about that.
Dan's gone for a straight cut there. I thought he was going to do a bit of a swervy, spinny shot to pot that black. Pretty much just coughed up this frame to the brothers. Chris just looking at the ceiling, smiling to himself. Vinnie's finally going to get the jigger out. No, he's not. Changed his mind. He's gone the jigger. So this ball's 100% now, whereas if he was stretching, it was only 80.
It depends who's holding the rest as well.
Playing the wrong shot, Chris.
Sorry, Dave, we love you, mate. But we are all aware that we do play the wrong shots.
Chris is throwing the cut break out of it.
Philippe, you're dreaming, mate. We've got to organise this at least a week in advance. Had to work all day yesterday, and I'm working all day today. I'll tell you what, I'll hook it up for you, but it's $5,000. West Australian money.
Who do you want to play?
Philippe Deschanel would like to challenge Mikey. You know Mikey, I can't remember his last name. The American guy. Michael Wright, yeah. So I think that's a pretty even match. Good to see. So what? Philippe's saying $100 a set, 8, 9 and 10 ball. Yeah, race to 5, no safety, or I'm not interested.
It's a good shot there by Chris. It's delicate, very delicate. Controlled shot there by Chris. He's left Chris a little funny here where he has to start off the side rail and come back. No, he's played it well. Vinnie had to play that with just a bit less side than that, and a bit more firmer. He would have come on the line of the 7 where you could have went straight to the 8 button. Chris played a good recovery shot there. Finish that recoil.
So we're looking at 9-7. Boys seem to be flowing now. I've got Ramo next to me limbering up for his next match, doing a few stretches. Is that what it's like before you have sex as well?
Of course, you have to be prepared.
So how are you feeling about this afternoon's match? I believe you're playing Chris Calabrese. What sort of race to and how much you're playing for? And are you getting start?
No, I'm not getting any start.
What's going on there?
We're both masters up here, apparently. Yeah, that's a stitch up there.
So out of everyone in Estonia, there'd be people in Estonia who could beat you?
Yeah, there's plenty. 5 at least.
So in the whole country there's 5 dudes who can beat you and you're not a master. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, there's 7 players all together. Nah, there's a lot of, not a lot, but a lot of comparing to what our population is.
So your thoughts on this match?
I feel good.
No, this match, sorry. Still feel good?
Yeah, I feel better watching them missing balls. Yeah, I haven't seen the last set though.
So you've seen Chris miss a few balls. That must be making you feel good?
No, it doesn't matter. I have to play my own game anyway.
Yeah, so just playing against the table as far as you're concerned.
Against the table and against me and my head. Not my favorite.
But Chris has to deal with your head as well, so... yeah, so it wouldn't matter if you're playing me, Bugs, Chris. As far as you're concerned, you're pretty much playing against yourself from the table.
Yeah, because I'm playing with the balls, not with Chris. And
So you're playing no safety?
no, none whatsoever.
It's good to hear.
I don't want to kill anyone in the other dimensions or whatever.
Exactly. Well, I mean, the problem is that you've got to accept the fact that there's someone else in another dimension also playing pool, and you hope to God they're not going for safety shots.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I'm showing a good example.
That's good to hear. It's good to see at least one person understands what the hell I'm talking about. Bugs, thoughts?
I'm just not that caliber yet. Don't get me wrong, that's my plan. Probably the next 2 to 3 years will be phase out safety out of my game. And you'll probably see my handicap go well down. It's I'll go from almost winning tournaments to not even making it past first round.
Well, I don't know. This all developed from me watching you play. So, I don't know what's going on there. You're actually the inspiration for all no safety.
It's mainly me going for every pot and getting safe on every shot. It's my theory about buying karma.
Well, yeah, I think, I mean, you know, for the up-and-coming no safeties, it's about, it's more about safety last instead of safety first.
You got to know the big shots before you got to play them. So it's
All right, so we're looking at 9-8. It just flips back on to... So Vinnie just destroying the new Magic Rack holding system, which was invented here for the first time really ever in the history of the planet. This idea has come into existence. Who thought of that, Bugs?
basically just a hook, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a hook with a magnet on it.
Right, no, well, that's all Kimmo then. That's I'd be trademarking that if I were you.
You can take that with you anywhere and put it onto any pool light.
You're on the millions here.
So that's never actually happened in the history of the planet or the galaxy or the universe. I mean, obviously there are parallel dimensions where it's just happened now, then, now, before, in the future, now, then. So we accept that, but basically as far as the Earth's concerned, first time. So you glad to be a part of that?
Absolutely. I'm glad to be a part of anything that firstly done here in 10 other dimensions at the same time. Feels like I'm a part of 20 billion things at once. That was a magic shot there by Vinnie, by the way.
Good to see the boys stepping up. So I'm really hoping we get a hill here. And a nice little tight safety battle on the black and the 9 at the end of the next frame.
Obviously the only shot to contend with. If it goes past the 9, then the position a lot easier, but if it doesn't go past the 9, you'll have to play this side.
Playing running side or check? I prefer to run this, or
depends. If the 8 passes the 9 into that pocket, I'm just playing just float up the table perfectly. But if it doesn't go past, then yeah, you look for a lot of right hand side here. 3 rails are pretty much aimed for just where the chalk is.
Yeah, I was hoping for the safety battle so I can have another crack at whinging about it. So a little bit of argument going. Chris is closing his eyes and shaking his head. He can't believe what Vinnie's actually just said.
It goes past the 8. If the 8 goes past the 9, that's a shot. You just float up the table. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's a good shot.
Deceleration again from Vinnie. Such a hard shot to play. All right, so we've got a heel-heel match. McCall earlier on's correct once again. Seems like we never get these wrong.
You have not got one wrong all day.
So Michael Wright, Philippe Deschanel, can you make friends with him on Facebook? Because he wants to challenge you to $100 a set, 8 ball and 9 ball, and if you need a decider 10 ball. So yeah, make friends with him and hook that up for next weekend.
With him so you can take his money. That's good.
That's what Facebook's all about, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm only just catching on now. Kind of got his wish. He's got a safety battle on the 2 ball. Well, I would assume it would be a safety battle.
Absolutely smashed Mikey at one pocket yesterday. I'd like to thank Michael. Came down early, but we actually spent a large part of our one pocket match trying to fix the stream for today. So thanks again to Mikey for all your time and effort. Much appreciated. Oh, I think you can see the edge of that.
Find out in a minute. Oh, the 9. Oh, the 9. Oh! Wow, that's going to be too tempting. Gav has to take this. Oh, Vinnie's blocked everything on the stream.
I think this match is over. Yeah, I can't see Gav rest of the side.
Oh, this.
Oh, for God's sake, has he?
The 6 may go here. It's a 2-way shot.
Yeah, so we're guessing that the double's not on because the 6 in the way, and I don't think Chris can see enough of the left-hand side of the 2 to glance off it to pot the 9. Could play it with check though. If you get the pace right, once again it's kind of a safety shot. You'd be pushing the 2 to the top rail and you're putting the white down on the bottom cushion.
You could try and pot the 9 now just to get it out of the way. Because, or you could tie up another ball because the 2-9 doesn't go unless you want to play the Jackie, like the billiard, sorry. And the 3-9 doesn't go. Barry just dropped the fish. It's unbelievable what's happened here.
Didn't expect that. What was he going for? So this isn't as easy as it looks. He's going to try and pot the 2 and the 9 in one shot. Gav is going to do it this way. It's a possible foul. Oh no, and there we go. Well, it's exactly what I said would happen, happened. Well, it's an exciting conclusion to the match. Gab, how you feeling, mate?
I'm actually feeling really tired. I think Vinnie by far played the best out of everyone. He played real good, Vinnie, and
Enjoyed the match?
Oh, it was really good fun. I had a rough night last night with the little fella, but I think
So did you say the roof fell over?
the little fella was up all night, so I was up all night with him. But I honestly think Vinnie just played real strong, and they sort of see things a little bit different, these two. So it's
Very interesting, wasn't it?
Vinnie's just so natural at it. Like, he just sees them. He's just so, telling us all how we should be playing, really, and he's right. He's right as well. It was good fun, man. I enjoyed a couple. It's just tiring. It's very tiring.
Yeah, it's very stressful as well, but you did well, mate. It's good to see you have a hit out. Yeah, and all the people at home obviously enjoyed it, and we all learnt a lot as well. But yeah, certainly was interesting. It was a very interesting match, and yeah, I hope you guys actually think about going to Adelaide. I think you do really well. Yeah, so if you want breaking lessons, go to Chris, and any other things, go to Vinnie.
Before we're going to play with the other balls, and there's so much.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's a totally different story.
They don't go as fast. They just don't go as far, those balls. So these balls. Thanks, Walter. Thanks, Vinny. He's a legend. Chris is a legend. He's a doofus. Hey, Rambo.
Yeah, no worries. Just going to get a few words from Vinny. Thanks, mate. Oh,
Struggling big time, mate.
so the dark side won through in the end. I called it at the start. Well done.
Yeah, a bit lucky there, mate.
So, yeah, Gab actually instructed you to play a different shot than you were going to play at the end. What was the go there?
Oh, I was going to go for the pot out. No. I was going to play the wide until it. They want a chance of double hitting it.
Yeah, well, it was it's a little bit dangerous because the ball was quite close there. So, but you were pretty confident pot that 2 and still pot the 9 anyway, were you?
Yeah, well, good player. That's what they do. That's what good players do, mate.
But you're using the dark side of the force, so it's not really you. It's
About the start.
yeah. So, but interesting day.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, yeah.
Interesting watching the Calabrese brothers sort of fight each other the whole way.
Yeah,
Totally different styles of play, even though they're brothers.
completely different. No, if Vinny plays without him, he'd probably run 5, 6 in a row.
So we noticed you've actually got a similar style to Vinny. Did you play with Vinny when you were younger?
Oh, I used to. Yeah,
So you guys grew up in the same area, played at the same pool room?
yeah, that's it.
Just noticed you got a very similar cue action.
Yeah.
Whereas Chris and Gab have got their sort of standard snooker locked wrist. You and Vinny are really kind of rolled over. Very fancy free.
Yeah, well, Vinny's by far the best potter in this room, well, at the moment.
Well, actually, everyone's saying you are.
Well, they've got good eyes then.
Everyone goes you, then me, then Vinny.
Yeah, well, they're not wrong.
All right, well done, mate. Thanks for talking to us. Chris, how you doing, mate? So, interesting morning.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like it. We started hitting the balls well towards the end, but
Yeah, you really just started to get into a bit of rhythm at the end.
Vinny was carrying me all day, so I was overrunning everything or underrunning, and then no good. So
Well, I mean, it's a little bit difficult. Like, I noticed there was that shot there where you were looking at getting middle table position for the 6 and the 7, and Vinnie wanted you to slow roll it, and then you ended up playing his shot, and then Vinnie had to go off 4 cushions. He ended up going in off, and I noticed that your approach to that shot was probably a lot safer. And I think you played it the way Vinnie wanted to play it.
no. I normally play that way because I just didn't feel comfortable with my touch shots. I was struggling all day with my touch shots. Even the shot I had earlier when Gavin missed the 8, I had the 8 and the 9 left, and I just had the white here. Up here, and I missed it by a foot. So my touch with side over distance, I'm struggling. So that's just lack of playing. So that's all right. It got me in now. So I'll play Ramo and I give him the sausage. And
Yes, obviously you got a match coming up. Yeah, so but in Adelaide you'd be playing with the Aramis balls.
yeah, that's right.
You are going to have to get some practice with those balls with Vinnie.
No, as long as they're a weighted set, that's properly.
Oh, you're fairly familiar with it.
Yeah, because the Aramis sets here aren't 100%, so that's why I don't want to use them. But when you have a pool hall with 40 tables, you're not going to buy
The top notch, yeah, exactly.
they're still very good quality, but we're using TV sets over in Adelaide, which no one has a TV set here, so it's better off to use a Cyclops, as at least they're weighted or properly.
All right, well, thanks very much for the match, guys. Everyone at home enjoyed it. But you and Vinnie can go look at that video. I was actually saying in the commentary it'd probably be better if you lost, just because it will make you go home, watch the video, and go through a few things that you need to work out before you get to Adelaide, because we'd like to see you guys representing Australia in the World Cup of Pool. I'm not exactly sure what's happening with that, if last year's team's going or something weird's happening.
We're just not sure on the date. Matchroom haven't scheduled a date yet, but they've postponed twice, so we'll see what happens. It's meant to be on in May. If it is, then the old team will go. That one in 2016 or 15.
I personally think they should do Scotch doubles. So, well, for every country in the same boat, they've got 2 teams that need to go. So you just have 4 people playing for each country. So you have 1 shot every 4 goes.
Yeah, that's another Kimmo concept.
Well, it's completely logical to me. What do you guys think?
I think you're right about the tape. I think having the game on the tape is probably the main reason I came. So tomorrow have a look through and see if there was how many chicken wings there were, if I was lining up the ball properly.
We actually talked about everyone's queuing today. We've got 4 different queuing styles. We noticed that Danny and Vinnie are very similar, and we know that you guys are both similar. So yeah, it will be interesting. It's always good to go have a look at yourself on tape, but not just yourself. Look at everyone and compare how you hit the ball and how you approach the shots and how you hold the cue and what your timing's like, what your pause is like. But that's the reason why Chris and everyone's involved in this, so sort of raise awareness for those sorts of things and bring up the skill level for everyone.
Yeah, like Gavin said, he's happy that he had a go, because it's been hard with the Master Division to try and get people to have a go. Maybe this concept of the doubles is a good starter to get people involved, and then from then they can go into the singles. But just got to step up and have a go, guys. There's not much use practicing for a couple of months and then having a go, because it's not a true indication on where your game's at. So it's good that Gavin had a go. I'm happy, and I'm happy with the way the game went, and they're 2 great guys, so it was a good match.
I totally agree with you, Chris. I think No Safety agrees with you as well. I think No Safety's actually offered free hugs for all the pussies at home who haven't stepped up to play.
What do you mean?
That's got no idea what's going on as usual.
No, no idea.
You think someone from a different planet?
Doesn't know what a Padawan is yet. I've never seen a Star Wars, a Star Trek.
So I get a few words here from Vinnie. Vinnie, how you doing, mate? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was good. No, we got on a bit of a roll the last set, and it was pretty even. So yeah, it was good.
Pretty much everyone sort of said. I mean, your brother was saying that you were carrying him. The young Sith Lord over there was saying that you're probably the best potter and the best position in the country. So he was impressed. Gav was impressed. How do you feel?
It was all right. Yeah, it was all good, and we played some good shots at some good times. And it's good. Exactly. We're behind, and that's the feeling.
That's what you want.
Yeah, that's what we want, behind, and we nearly got it. So
it's like playing George.
Yeah. But Chris did play great, but I would have you know, he's the only player I want to play with. So when he's playing well, you know, he'll make up for it.
Yeah, so you got a few issues, but you'll be able to go back and watch a video and hopefully nail them before Adelaide and come back with the chocolates for New South Wales.
Hopefully, well, Gavin, Danny, they play all right.
You'll be playing them in the final.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. We'll pay him off actually, so we can.
Is there anything you'd like to say to those players out there who haven't stepped up so far in the Sydney Pool Cash Challenge Masters?
Well, you know, when you're good and ready to play, you know, they feel like.
Justin?
Yeah, well, whoever doesn't.
Justin?
Anyone who wants to play, I'll play them.
I'm pretty sure I've nailed Justin down for the week before Big Guns to play you. You guys just haven't worked out the exact date, and
Yeah, well, any weekend will do,
I
mate.
think it's mid-April, but I'm not sure. So yeah, well, obviously Justin's playing this weekend down in Albury, but yeah, next time you see him at league, be sure to mention that to him, and we'll put it in the events section.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Yeah, it'll be a good one.
So looking forward to doing some commentary next match.
Yeah, we're going to eat first, I think.
All right, here you go.
You're not playing for another 45 minutes? What are you I'm not even ready yet.